motivation and pressure, for me, it's the same. I mean that pressure, good players likes pressure. That's his motivation. I mean, right? It's like this. It's for me. It's like if you don't like these kind of things, you will never achieve any top to be a top player. You will never achieve that to be a coach to be a coach in our first leagues. If you not like that thing, if you're afraid or feel stressed about that, I feel I'm not stressed, but then what should I say? I'm into it. It's really important, this kind of thing. But stress is when you are losing your mind and this kind of thing. But pressure and that also makes good ones better. So of course we want to win a title, but it's not easy. It's not easy to say. Now this year we should win. Okay, we want to win, of course, but then you have to. There's many things have to be fixed. I mean that we have to. You need also some luck, right? You need that. You have to have the right players on the pitch. Some of the young players have to be the best version of themselves so far. Then when you are playing the playoffs, okay, are you playing home or away? Which team are you facing? I mean, that is a fine line, right? And look at Durand Cup. We lost 20 seconds left against Bengaluru. Bengaluru played against Mohammedan in the quarterfinal, and Mohammedan won in penalty shots, right? Then in the final, Mohammedan against Northeast, and it was like penalty shootouts. So this is this close. So if we handle the last 30 seconds against Bengaluru and win in the penalty shootouts, then maybe we can win the Durand Cup, even if we didn't perform that well. So that's reality.
Because a few years ago we had a season where the team didn't have a proper left back, and the coach Steve Coppell was the coach that time, and he slotted one central midfielder into the left back position. So it was essentially the player was playing out of position. We had to do that. So in that sense, so do you have players for all positions? You're happy with the balance?
If I overview it like this and give you a fast answer, I think that we are quite balanced. If I use that word, we have center defenders, we have wide backs, we have center midfielders, we have some guys can both play 6 and we have some guys can play a 10. We have wingers, we have strikers. So from that perspective, I'm completely fine. So that's then you can always discuss, like the sporting director is always discussing how we can reinforce the team and for the next transfer windows. That's normal question, but from a balanced perspective, we are absolutely fine.
Often coaches have some favorite players or key players in the squad. Do you have any such favorite player?
Don't do that.
Yes, him. I used to say like this: I like all good players. I like good players. So all players who's good is my favorite.
Football aside, how are you adjusting personally to the Kerala, and the weather is different, the cuisine is different?
The weather is it's not a big deal for me. Of course, it's hot outside. First of all, I'm one of the I'm also every time when I enter my country, I'm done after 30 seconds. Then I will go back again. So then I've been in Asia before. China was warm summertime. Thailand, similar here, or maybe it's a little bit hotter here, but similar. I've been working in California, it was hot as well. No, so the weather is not a big deal for me. But of course, the influence that you can't just Greece was hot as well. But you can't practice in the mornings. It's just afternoons. But now I'm turning 50 next year, and this is my 7th country. So these kind of things, I think I'm quite adaptable. So I don't think it's a big deal for me now.
In addition to weather, there's also the differences of cuisine and culture. So how are you adjusting to that personally?
For me, it's everything. I like it over here. I think Kerala is a really nice place. I've just been here a few weeks. And of course, I know that we are not living, we're living here at the hotel, we are eating here, it's okay, maybe we go out for some few minutes and, maybe go to some shopping mall and having coffee, and then, we are preparing for the next training, next game, and we travel. So we don't have that, live that normal life from that perspective. But I like the people over here, really friendly, and again, the fans is absolutely fantastic. And I've never been in a place that everyone is committed to the team. Everyone, and that's not normal. That's not common. Like it's that everyone knows that you are a member of Kerala Blasters. And even if I go to the shopping mall or if I'm taking a walk in the evening or in the morning, like that, I face that situations all the time.
Yeah, Kerala is an exception in that sense in India. In other states, it's cricket. In
Yeah,
Kerala, it's football.
Now, how would you compare playing in the football philosophy or the culture in your home country, Norway, and here? Systemic changes, the difference in approach.
I think in the football in my country, we understand a little bit more the game tactically. I think this is one of the things that maybe in the huge, with the huge, how you call it, huge? When
Complete or
no,
entire.
with the young players when they come up,
youth.
they have to learn a little bit more about tactics. It's not about physically or whatever. I'm about tactically. I think we as South American people, we understand a little bit more the football than the football in India. That's the difference that I see between that football there and here. Of course, the quality of the player is there, but tactically, I think we are lacking a little bit of this in the youth.
But I think that's by that, it's about by the history. And I think obviously, that if football is the main sport, I felt it a little bit also in US, even if they have good players over there. At the level of South America and also in Europe, and the education from this age, that's the difference right now. I think obviously they have good coaches. They are full-time coaches from they are 6 years old, and they practice 4 or 5 times a week. And they also have role models who's playing in the best leagues in the world and this kind of thing. So you are not just watching Manchester United just for fun. You're also watching your player from your understand it. So so it's like, but I think that you shouldn't underrate the football in a specific country. And I must say that when many people, media guys or also fans and friends ask me, okay, if you compare India with I'm from Sweden, obviously. Sweden is not a big football country, but it's still okay from the resources. We play in the World Cup quite often, and we have some good players. It's really, really hard to compare. The reason to that also, come with a team from Sweden and play a game, Kerala Stadium, 35 degrees with this humidity in the fans. Not many Swedish team will dominate and win against us here. But if we are traveling to Sweden in that weather conditions, and then most likely they will win, right? So it's like it's impossible to compare. So you shouldn't, even if like Luna's country is better than maybe in India, but it's not like you shouldn't underrate the football in your country. But I think that obviously that we have to raise the bar, but it's under progress. But of course, like Luna said, most of the tactical awareness when you get learned early.
Do you think during this short period, do you have learned or tried to learn Malayalam or Malayalam?
No.
Luna must have learned something.
For me, I think like this. I have some other things to do. So if I should, do that, it will be that to order one dish in 3 months, right? So no, I think that English is enough for us, and but of course I will catch up something, down the road. But no, it's not necessary. I think that you can solve many, what should I say, discussions with a smile on your face and humbleness. So it's not a big deal for me.
So football has come of age with the advent of Indian Super League and other leagues that are happening simultaneously. So what is your advice to young aspiring footballers who want to climb up the ladder?
I think that it's important that you don't have to just spend all your time on a football pitch. I think sport in general is number one. I think of course that you can try other sports as well. I think that's good for the. I mean, a guy like him now, he's from a country that football is number one, right?
Yep.
But obviously, in my country, it's a winter country, and then you have ice hockey and handball and this kind of things. And the best players, they was good enough to be the best in other sports as well. So I think that first of all, to take care of your body, try different things, have motivation, and that's a cliche, but you must have fun. I think you must have fun to play. If you don't think it's fun, if you think it's fun, then it's easy to train. But training when it's not fun, then some days when you're professional football, sometimes every day with this traveling and the tactical training sessions, it's not fun every day, but most of the sessions must be fun. Sometimes it's like for the daily work, right? Now you're sitting here, a quite good day, but it's another, maybe sometimes you have a tougher day. But most of the time must be fun. Otherwise, it's hard to improve. And if he every morning feels that boring training, no intensity in the training session, there's no competitive training, too bad players, too bad coaches, no planning, then you lose the energy, right? So the energy and spirit is everything. And then it's like to work hard. You have to work hard. It's not a quick fix. I mean that you used to say that you need 10,000 hours to reach some kind of certain level. But you need to run. You have to practice. You have to see football games as well. If you don't see football games on TV, you can see that you can just look at Messi when he dribble, but you can also see the other things in a game. How they defend, how they head the ball.
In the last two matches, we witnessed that the comparatively less attendance in the fans in the home ground. Have you seen our previous videos through social media that electrifying fans with full packed stadium?
Yeah.
What's your message to the fans?
No, but the message is super clear that we need them here, and of course we want to play in front of our complete stadium, full stadium. First game was on the Unam celebration. That's why the stadium wasn't full. The other game was more fans, and also of course after I lost, and less people. But I hopefully when we are back here in Kerala in a few weeks, hopefully we can play in front of almost a packed stadium anyway. But it's a fantastic atmosphere, and you see that guys is traveling from all over the world to see this atmosphere, right? So, nice, pleasure to be here.
As a coach say, we need them in the stadium because the atmosphere is absolutely great. But it's also our job to win games, to make people happy, and then when they are happy, they will come to the stadium, they will enjoy the team. And for me, it's simple. We need them in the stadium because we need your energy. You are our 12 men, so we need you there.